And now our feature presentation.
Hey, who are you?
Kasha.
What?
Nana-O.
What?
Featuring hot topics, hot reads, vent session, and
Hey, welcome to the Women of Power Radio Show. I am Kasha.
And I am Nana-O.
And we are Women of Power. Listen, we got another exciting show for you this week, and we're going to start off with what is new. Nana, what's going on?
A lot.
Okay.
So, for starters, many of you already know, I think at this point the whole world knows. Unfortunately, we lost a legend along with 8 other people, one including his 13-year-old daughter,
Yes.
Kobe Bryant. Was lost yesterday, passed away in a terrible, tragic helicopter accident that actually claimed the lives of 8 other individuals.
Girl, you sound like a real good newscaster right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Let's put it in the atmosphere.
Carry on. Come on.
Receive it.
We receive
Amen.
that.
Yes, and so we just want to give our condolences. And
Absolutely.
Y'all get the prayer list. You got your pen and paper because y'all know we do prayer list every time.
Come on
So
here.
First prayer list, we want to lift up the families, the Bryant family,
Absolutely.
the Altobello family,
Yeah.
the Chester family,
Yes.
and I think the Mauser family. So we had 3 teammates. We had Gianna, Peyton, and Alyssa. Those were the 3 young girls that were on the basketball team at Mamba Academy, which Kobe Bryant had a sports academy where he coached the female basketball team, including his daughter. And so again, I can only imagine what his wife is going through, and even the family, the Altobelli family, because they lost parents and a sister. So now there's only 1 brother and 1 sister remaining. And so it's just so tragic. And I saw a lot of people, you know, when we come to talk about loss and grief, a lot of people can get to a point where they question God or they don't understand why. And although we don't understand, we know his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So all we can do is offer condolences. But I just wanted to say, because Pastor Rush, shameless plug, had a really, really good video that he posted yesterday addressing those who may have, you know, questions, or those who may feel frustrated or angry at God, because
Like, why?
Exactly. And he shared a piece of his story because his mother was murdered when he was a child. And so as a result of that, he actually got put into special education classes, special ed, but there was nothing special ed about him. He just gave up on life, grief. He quit doing his work. He didn't care about anything. And he said what happened even, and this stuck out to me because we hear this so many times. When he was at his mother's funeral, the pastor said, "The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away."
Right.
So in that moment, he made up his mind that he'll never ask God for another thing, that God is not a God that's a loving God, because if God is the one who took away his mom, why would he want to serve a God like that? But he went on to say that the Bible says that, that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So anytime God has a promise for your life, the enemy gets to work to make sure you don't get that promise.
Absolutely.
And so when things like that happen, we have to understand that God didn't do it, the enemy did it. And so we need to make sure that we know the difference and just stay rooted in the Word of God. And again, we know that Kobe knew Jesus. They have a segment that's been going around, if you haven't seen it, where he was talking about how, the Lord picked up the cross for him. And until you know what it's like to have the Lord Jesus Christ carry your cross, you don't know what it is to say that God is good. So at least for those of us who are believers, it's not a farewell that's, permanent. We know that it's just, we'll see you again. Because like they say, this earth is all the hell a believer will ever know, and all the heaven a non-believer will ever know. So
come on here.
Let that marinate.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
And I love the fact that we're acknowledging everyone, because I've seen so many people grieving over him, but there was 9 people that lost their lives. And so I think that, I'm always saying all lives matter, and they do.
Yeah.
And so we definitely want to make sure that everyone knows that Women of Power Radio Show, our heart is with you, our prayers are with you.
Yes,
and yes, to God be the glory.
Yes.
Okay.
And so moving on from that, we have another story where y'all know last week Fall from Grace was, the topic, because we were talking about the plots. We were talking about some of those scenes and those wigs, y'all.
Lord.
Those wigs. Well, y'all done made Tyler Perry mad now, okay?
Oh, wow.
He clapped back and came out with a whole article and said, you know what? He didn't have time to wait for the right kind of wigs to come on set. He said they actually had all-out fights and on the set about the wigs.
No time.
Look, y'all remember he filmed it in 5 days. Why the rush?
Girl, it's a beauty shop. It's a beauty supply right down the street from Tyler Perry Studios. He could have went and got some. He could have did.
Maybe they wouldn't glue down the way that he wanted. He has a particular vision. When you have a vision,
it was not the glue. But keep going. Sorry.
When you have a vision, so yes, he said that even on set that the actors and actresses were upset and even fought about it. So he knows, that we all didn't like the wigs, but basically he don't care. So y'all take that. And while we're at it, because I saw this meme and I think it's pretty accurate. A lot of y'all were complaining about the wigs on the set, but your wig looks the same.
What?
Or your friend's wig looked the same and you ain't told her nothing.
Hold on, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the person next to you. Okay?
Yeah. That part.
But you know what? That's just a sign that all of us need to do some wig checks.
Right.
If you've been wearing a wig for 30 days and you're in birthday corner, it might be a little ratty-tatty. So just make sure.
A little ratty-tatty right now. But
let's just do wig etiquette 101.
Yeah.
Okay?
So yeah.
I was
going to say, you have to make sure that, of course, that you brush it. That your edges, because it's all about the edges. If your edges ain't right,
cut them off.
It ain't gonna look tight. It's gonna look a hot mess, and that makes all the difference. Like I said, mine ain't all that great right now because this is synthetic, so we're working on it.
And I gotta say this too: have fun with your wigs. You may buy a wig that looks like this, and when you get tired of it looking like that, girl, go to your beautician and say, style it like this, and switch it up like that. You can curl a lot of those. You can do some fun stuff with some wigs. So, girl, get your money worth.
And FYI, I didn't know that you could put water and put product in synthetic wigs.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. So this is my first synthetic wig that I'm really wearing.
Right.
And my sister told me, because I was about to be done with it after a week, because it was tangled.
Yeah.
She said, no, you just got to put some water and then put some lotion, hair lotion or whatever. And I was like, isn't it going to make it stick together? Because synthetic, I know from when I was in high school, you couldn't put anything on it. It was like Barbie hair,
that
straight
braid
up.
hair.
Right,
synthetic.
that's what I'm saying. So I was like, are you sure it's not?
Nope.
Do y'all see this bounce?
Don't it look luxurious? Come on. Let me just
go ahead.
Help the peoples out here. Yes. So you can revive a wig and make it come back alive.
Even when it's synthetic. Okay.
So hopefully Tyler Perry is watching this video. We want you to know that we are in prayer for your wardrobe assistants, okay? And hopefully they will have better discernment in the spirit. Come on here. Of what the cast really needs.
Yes.
Okay, so you won't have no more fights on the set. And if you need some help, Women of Power,
I got you.
Woo-hoo.
We got you. We do this.
we're here for you, Tyler.
Okay.
We want you to be successful.
Always.
Absolutely.
Now, on to the next story.
Okay.
MSNBC, y'all let me know how you feel, man. I don't know if y'all saw the video where, the news reporter said while she was covering the death of Kobe, which is why I feel like people interpreted it wrong because, you're filled with emotion. She said the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? Lakers, just like that. And so people were like, did she just say the N-word? Los Angeles Lakers. Now, if you from the South like we are in Texas, okay, first of all, people don't leave, if they're going to call you the N-word, and this is just a disclaimer, I'm about to say the N-word, so if you have kids around, whatever.
Right.
If you say the N-word, only people who are really country even say niggers like that. Like, look at those niggers. Like, who talks like that? Nobody. If I'm going to say nigger, I'm going to say nigger. Like, because she ain't from the South. She's up there somewhere. So I believe her that she meant to say Knicks and she confused it. And if you watch sports TV, anyone who watches ESPN a lot.
But wouldn't that sound like Knicksers?
No, because she said Nakers. She said niggers.
Okay.
I think she was already saying it, and then because if you listen to, you saw how she paused when she said it, because she was like the Los Angeles Lakers.
No,
so,
that's not how it went. But let me just say this, okay? Now I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that she was trying to say Lakers and Knicks together, okay? But for those of us who really heard it and played it over and over again, let me tell you something. She did not get fired for saying no Lakers. What they did was they slowed that video down and heard her say,
no, they did. No, they did. She said Lakers. She said it just like the Los Angeles Lakers.
They
so
did
if you
not
say it
fire
quickly,
her.
I see why it sounds like that. But
listen, they did their due diligence. MSNBC is not getting ready to be sued. So they did their due diligence.
They just didn't want
to
get
make
sued.
sure
That's why
they heard what they heard.
No.
So trust me, they went in there, they rewound it just like I did. I'm not even with MSNBC, but I still played it over and over again because I wanted to be sure in my own mind. You see what I'm saying? That I was making the right decision on what she said.
I don't think so.
They went in there and slow-moed it and saw that whole thing. I'm telling you.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Who do y'all agree with? What
Go.
did you hear? I want to know. What did y'all hear? Did y'all hear Nakers or y'all heard?
Tell the truth, shame the devil. What did y'all hear?
Y'all heard what I heard. I know. Okay. Whatever. It's unpopular opinion.
If y'all heard what she heard, y'all probably heard niggas.
No, you didn't. And in other hot mess news.
So anyway, she was fired. Correct?
Yeah, she was fired.
Okay, she was terminated from her
hopefully
position.
she can find another position somewhere else because, girl, people make mistakes. You know, I think that it was a genuine mistake and it just happened to be a really terrible one.
Listen,
That's
everywhere
hard
she
to
goes,
defend. But
she gonna
because
have
we're
to
all in
replay.
our emotions and everyone's feeling all that, you know, because
I
we
don't
just heard
think
this.
so. I
Yes,
don't think that's
you hear what you want to hear because a lot of us already feel like, you know, yeah, we expect her to say something like that. That's how they really feel. But it could have genuinely been a mistake. And
it could have been.
I feel like it was.
But trust me, every job and interview after this, they're gonna replay that and say, now what was you trying to say?
Forgiveness.
And we forgive you, and that's why we're going to keep her in prayer. We're going to add her to our prayer list.
Yes, we are.
At the end of the show.
Yes, we will.
Because she needs prayer right now. Because if that was a mistake, that was a major mistake. And even if it wasn't a mistake, it was a mistake to actually say how you feel. Tell the truth.
True, but I think it was a genuine mistake though.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what I thought she was saying, and then when she tweeted,
And that's how we're going to pray.
And I was like,
that's how we're going to pray because we're under grace, and so we want to extend grace to others.
and coffee,
So,
come
on
on.
here. Grace and coffee, yes.
Yes.
So we're going to extend grace. All of us, all of the Savage Squad, we're going to extend grace to the MSNBC host that was fired, and we're going to pray, that the American people can forgive her and that God will open up another door since that one was closed.
yes, he will. Amen.
Amen.
Now, in other hot mess news, we have a Chicago pastor has been arrested
Chi-town.
for spending $800,000 over the course of, I believe, 15 years that was given to him to feed needy children. $800,000 he spent on himself. And I want to say they said about $142,000 of it was spent on women.
Hold on. Because last week,
I know.
last week,
Men,
huh?
kill your flesh.
Get yours. Come on, bring your flesh under subjection.
All of it.
This is crazy. We have got to spend these grant monies, y'all, on what they allocated for. They're gonna stop giving it to. It's some true nonprofits out of here.
Yeah.
Out of here. It's some true nonprofits out here that are doing their
work.
mission.
Yes.
You know, and this kind of stuff
Makes them not trust us.
messes it up for everybody.
Yes. And then I thought you were a pastor. sir.
800,000.
I know you human. You a pastor though. You're supposed to, God's people.
800,000, and you said some of it was spent on women.
142,000 was spent on women.
But over 15 years, that's really, if you break that down per year, that's like about 8,000 a year.
Yeah.
It's not really a lot of money. But where did the other $60,000 go?
I have no clue. They didn't talk about that. We just know he's locked up. Chi-town, what y'all doing?
Listen, we got to keep our men of God in prayer.
Yes, we do. So add him to your prayer list.
Yes.
The Chi-town pastor.
Yes.
We have the MSNBC reporter. We got
Intercessors.
Tyler Perry in these wigs. And we have
Intercessors.
those affected by the loss of Kobe Bryant and the
Yes.
family, the Altobello family, the Mauser family, and I'm missing one.
The
Chester family.
Chester.
Yes.
Yeah, Chester family.
So put them all on your prayer
All
list.
of them.
Okay.
All of them.
Well. We are now to the hot topic.
What is our hot topic for today? I can't wait.
10 tips for preventing divorce.
Divorce.
And this is also for those of you who are not married yet. You take a hold of these tips and so you won't have a divorce when you do get married.
Hold them strong. Hold them strong.
So the first one we have says, number 1, make time to connect lovingly with your spouse every day. A couple can significantly improve their chance of marital success by devoting as little as 15 minutes a day exclusively to each other. That's all. No interactions. If you have kids, just you and your spouse for 15 minutes.
Just giving them that one-on-one time.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so it says you can do things such as, they're even helping you out here. It says you can listen to the same intensity as you do when they speak that you did when you were dating. You can tell each other how you feel about your marriage and talk to each other about goals for your marriage as well. And on top of that, I don't know if you all have seen, but some couples actually have weekly check-ins, which I think is really cool because they'll
I'm not
ask, like,
checking
at
in.
the end,
No, just wait.
at the end of the week, like, how do you think I did this week? Are there any areas you think that I can improve? What could I do maybe to help you more or
Not
whatever?
weekly though, right? That would get like.
I mean, you don't have to make it so static like that and make it
Okay.
sound like an interview, but you know, just
It's
in a
not
way
like a progress report.
But it is. But
But
you do it in
no.
your own way. But it's because you want to know, you know, what you can do, and they want to know what they can do. So you guys just kind of talk about it.
Right.
I don't know if you, I mean, you prefer to do it at the end of the month, but sometimes
Yeah, I'm
things
thinking
happen
just-
that week, and you know, you'll forget it by the end of the month, or maybe every 2 weeks if you
Yeah.
want to be such a stickler.
Yeah, maybe at the beginning, but like I've been married 15 years. Like I don't even know how I'm doing. I know I'm doing good.
Well, this is for the newlies.
I
Okay,
know, I'm
for the
messing with you.
newlies. Number 2,
Hold on,
compliment.
I didn't get something about number 1.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Now what was number 1?
Number
See how
one
she
was
do me, y'all?
make time to connect lovingly with your spouse every day.
Thank you. Make time to connect lovingly with your spouse. I think that's imperative. And you know, you were talking about that 15 minutes, but sometimes just walking by and just rubbing their arm as you walk by, or just acknowledging that you acknowledge them, you know, that you're present, you're in that moment. Because a lot of times, and I've noticed this, man, just being out in restaurants and even at movies, that people are just on their phone all the time. Times when they're supposed to be on the date, times when they're supposed to be spending time with their kids, they're just on their phone. But just taking that time to let you know what, I know I was on my phone, but I recognize you. I know you're here. You know, just those loving touches. And I think that 15 minutes is important as well, to just have that eye
Exclusive
contact,
time,
that
yeah.
exclusive time, preferably more than 15 minutes, but 15
Preferably.
minutes is like a minimum. I mean, the least you can do out of 24 hours is for 15 minutes, just be still and
No
let it
phones,
be.
no technology,
no
just
TV,
you, yeah,
no
nothing,
kids.
just y'all.
And part of that time could be spent praying together, because you know, when people pray together, it actually binds you together more. And
Yeah.
that's why you got to be careful with people you pray with, because if it's not your husband or your wife, you
Soul
can actually
tie.
have a soul tie with somebody just because you've been spending
Prayer
so much time
partner,
praying.
yes.
Yeah, so you got to be
Tell
careful with that. Let me help you.
Yes.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, compliment your spouse regularly, both in private and in front of others.
Now, what do you consider like a compliment?
Like, you look nice, or you look good, or that outfit looks so good on you, or you wearing a new cologne, it
Okay.
smells so good.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm
so lucky.
I think it should be a double entendre on that compliment. Like, compliment me verbally, but also compliment me physically. Meaning, like, if I'm dressed up to go somewhere, please put in some effort to compliment me as we go out. Can we just go there?
I'm gonna
for
keep
a
my
minute?
sweats on, and you just,
Right,
you know.
like, I am too
that is
cute,
true. Like,
and my
compliment
matching-
me. Yes.
Yeah,
like
with my-
Beyonce compliments Jay-Z, you know, they match each other's, you know.
Yeah. And it ain't even about
Swag.
matching, but the
No,
matching the
swag.
level of
Yeah,
swag.
swag, yeah.
Absolutely. If I'm in my
Effort.
blue jean outfit with my gator boots, you gotta come with something.
No,
my
don't put on the
brother.
sweats and just some
Please
J's.
don't.
Please.
Don't do
Please.
me. Don't do me, boo.
Especially if we're going out in public. Lord.
But also the actual open your mouth compliments, because trust me, if you're not complimenting your husband or your wife, somebody is. And that could be you.
These work husbands and wives are real.
They
y'all.
are.
They are real. There's some men at your job right now who get excited every time your wife walks into work. It's just like when y'all were younger and when that one friend didn't show up
Or
for
your
class.
husband.
Right? Didn't show up for class, and you'd be like, oh man, I wore this outfit for nothing, you know, when we were younger.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
It happens in the workplace too. Just letting y'all know.
And then I was going to say too, a lot of times the reason why work relationships develop is because they're getting those compliments, and also they're spending so much time together. So if you're not spending time with your spouse, where's that balance? Because
Right.
now all they've got is this time that's been invested to them by this, like she said, work husband, work wife, or whatever you want to
And
call
they're getting
them.
compliments too. You gotta step it.
Yes.
Hey, look, you gotta step it up.
Or they're going to step out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, that part. 3, love your spouse in the way he or she wants to be loved. We often make the mistake of assuming that the things that touch our hearts the most deeply will affect our partner in the same way. For instance, you may think red roses are perfect, and they represent, though, to them a waste of money or can cause an allergic attack.
And that's kind of like just what I was talking about with that,
Love
I was going to say
languages.
strawberry letter, that what's poppin' letter. Because, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
love languages.
Yeah,
Know
sometimes,
them.
yeah, you got to know what they like. And I think that people don't necessarily ask people, what do you like? They just assume that they
you
know.
like what I
know
like.
what a woman wants. I know what a man wants. Well, just because your last man wanted that, don't mean this man wanted it. Just because your last girlfriend or your last wife liked when you did that does not mean this wife is going to like it.
All of that.
And so you have to ask her, honey, what makes you happy? It's a simple question, and it will save you time, money, just like the example Nana just gave. You know, this guy is spending all this money on red roses are not cheap, y'all. Keep your coin.
I don't like flowers.
Right.
I just thought they were a waste of money. They die in like however many days. To me, all of them smell the same.
I like flowers.
I don't. I mean, they're pretty, but I
can't
would
wait to see
rather
what my list is.
I prefer a card. Like if you had to pick between flowers and a card, maybe because I'm a writer,
Right.
words mean so much to me. So for me, a
Right.
card means way more than a dozen roses or whatever it means.
Right.
Whereas another female would love roses and could care less about a card. So,
Right.
you know, that's why you got to know who you're dealing with.
Know your peeps.
Okay, number 4.
Save your marriage.
Ooh, this one's gonna sting some people.
Sting or stink?
Sting.
Okay, sting.
Because you know if you haven't been doing this. Number 4.
Number 4.
Take care of your appearance. Take care of your appearance. I can't tell you how many affairs have started because one spouse has quote unquote let themselves go and the other has found an attraction to someone else because their spouse no longer fulfills whatever physical attraction that they had in the beginning because they weren't taking care of their appearance.
Absolutely.
Yes, we all get it. What's in here matters,
Yeah.
but so does what's out here.
Come on.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
looks are looks.
Yeah.
Like you don't go to a car lot and say, well, I know the engine is good, so give me the car with all the dents. The tires could be jacked up,
No.
whatever, because at the end of the
No.
day, all that matters
Appearance
is the engine.
matters.
It matters.
It matters. And it doesn't matter how long you've been married.
Because history,
Come on here.
whew, people think history is going to hold it down.
No.
History don't hold it down.
No.
Okay, it doesn't.
And so women, we have got to make that effort.
Yeah.
You know, I know sometimes we have children and we feel like, well, I don't feel like putting on no makeup. I don't feel like putting on my hair.
The men hate the bonnets. We be coming to bed with the bonnet and the whole robe.
Dry mask on. Like, come on. Keep it sexy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
got to.
I could go on and that. But just
we'll save that for February.
Keep
Y'all
it
stay
cute,
tuned.
keep it sexy.
Right. Number 5, remain faithful. Well, yeah, that's a...
If you want your marriage to work, this is 10 ways to avoid divorce. To avoid divorce, just stay faithful. And if you feel like you're tempted, talk it out. I'm trying to tell y'all, your whole world could change with a conversation. A conversation with your boss could change your whole work experience. A conversation with your girlfriend could change your whole friendship.
Yeah.
Just have a conversation.
Yes.
And yeah,
absolutely.
be faithful, y'all, regardless.
Please. Okay. Be faithful. Number 6. Do things together. That's another common factor of long-term happy marriages is that spouses regularly do things together that they find fun and exciting, whether that's ballroom dancing, bowling, playing cards, dominoes, scuba diving.
Come on, dominoes.
If you have kids,
Team.
make sure at least half of these activities are for you and your spouse only. They do not need to be present for every occasion.
Right. And that's key, that you
Very.
find a hobby that you both enjoy, something that you could do together. I think that's amazing. You know, just whether it's like you said, a bowling league and y'all in a bowling league together, but something.
All
You
these
gotta have
soulmates,
something.
y'all be in the gym together, you know, working
Right.
out and stuff, you know.
Because we see so many relationships where the husband, he's got this stuff that he does and she's got this stuff. What are y'all doing together? And I'm not talking about barbecuing every once in a while, inviting the whole family over. That is not doing something good. It needs to be an activity that is continual, you know, consistent,
that y'all
once
can
a
look
week,
forward to,
twice a month,
together.
something.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, make sure you do that. Number 7.
Save a marriage,
now we
Nana.
just said
Save a
6.
marriage.
Do things together.
Right.
Now we're telling you to do the opposite. We're saying do things apart.
Do things
because
apart.
you all still have your own individuality.
Are you bloody serious?
Yes, I'm very serious. Because many times couples think you gotta do everything together, and then after a while you start smothering each other, and then yes.
Okay.
It says spend time apart. You take a pottery course
Absolutely.
while your spouse plays hockey. You
Absolutely.
play bridge and your partner collects stamps. You don't have to love everything your
Bridge?
partner loves.
Did you say bridge?
I did say bridge. But you do have to love everything. No, you don't have to love everything he does. You have
Right.
to enjoy your freedom and the freedom for them to pursue and cherish
Yes.
their own hobbies An added bonus is that separate interests can generate interest between the two of
Two
you.
of you, you got something to talk about.
Exactly.
And you know, a lot. I'm tired of saying a lot of people, but some women like lose their individuality in
I've
relationships,
been there,
and they don't have anything that is their own, and they kind of like allow what the man has going on to accomplish their life. And men do it too.
Yeah.
And so it's imperative that even though yes, do some stuff together, but you've got to have your own individual interests. Because sometimes I want to wake up in the morning and you not be there.
Can I have a girl's moment like I'm going to brunch or what time we leaving? I said I'm going to meet my friends.
Go ahead.
Me too. I'm going to meet my friends. Like I'm going out. They're taking me out for lunch. It's not a we thing, and everything doesn't have to be. Oh, I'm coming with you. Yes, I get it.
Right.
But you go do stuff with your friends.
But can we talk about the man cave for a minute?
Let's talk about it because some men don't have one, and they need one.
Right. So let's deal with the purpose of the man cave. First of all, the purpose of the man cave is for the man to have a place he could go to be by himself and do his activities, whether it's watch the game, blah, 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 whatever.
Men talk, whatever.
Some men take advantage of the man cave.
Absolutely.
And end up using that as their place of respite every day. Man cave should not be used every day. You shouldn't come home from work, say, what's up, babe, and go into the man cave, come out when it's time to eat, then go back in the man. That is not a marriage.
Yeah, I think you can go in there, but maybe like to decompress, maybe like you're in there for an hour, but not literally, because some men do that, and they'll be in there until it's time to go to bed. Like, where's my time? Remember the
what about
exclusive
the kids?
time
They can't
together
even
with the
come
kids.
in?
Right, you're not helping with homework, you're not, because why? Daddy is, having his time. He just got off of work. Well, mommy needs, and your kids need you too. So
and let me just throw this out there: just because we built you a man cave, I do have access.
Right. And we also have she sheds, so whatever.
How about that?
Okay.
But why mine's got to be outside?
Because we also like to be away. Okay. Maybe no. Okay.
I'm gonna have a she room.
True.
Yeah.
But those she sheds are nice.
They are.
But I think it was a she shed, because was there plants in there? I think it was like a greenhouse. That's why, because. Yeah, the ones that I've seen normally they have women like to garden. I don't garden,
right?
But if you like to garden,
they're crafty.
Yeah, they're crafty.
I'm not crafty. If my she shed or she room or she shed whatever, I'm gonna probably be reading, laying out on the Chase Lounge, listening to opera or some sort of whatever we got going on right now. Just detoxifying the week and just So yeah, okay. I'm sorry. What are we on, number 8?
Yes, we are on number 8 is be friends with your partner. John Goddam, a psychology professor who claims his research will predict with 91% accuracy whether a couple will stay together, says the key to marital happiness and success is friendship. Friendship. Goddam based his findings on 25 years of marital research, which he presented in his book, The 7 Principles for Making Marriage Work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is proven that people that marry their best friends, their marriages tend to last longer. Because you've known them and you're already friends.
Right. And the friendship part of it too helps to keep you in line in the areas where you even address conflict and the areas where you even, when it comes to the hard part, right? Because if you see them as a friend too, there's a certain way you approach someone who you call friend. You don't just talk to them any kind of way. You don't just step out on them. You don't, so it's the same thing for those of you who aren't married yet, but when you are in the courtship stage, make sure that you see them and you build that relationship of friendship first. Because if you skip over it and try to go straight into romance,
it's not
in
gonna
relationship, it will not work. It will not work because it's not.
And there's things you'll tell your friend that you wouldn't tell your boyfriend or your girlfriend. But if your boyfriend, girlfriend is your friend, come on, how bonus is that?
Thank you.
I can tell you everything.
Everything. Number 9, the terms of endearment. Well, I don't know what that means. We're about to find out. It says, divorce attorney Stacey Phillips says flowers, candy, cards, and gifts are all wonderful tokens of love. But if you really want your romance to last, you must practice some marriage-saving tips. She advises couples to spell out the basics of their relationship in a yearly contract. This is cute. Or at least clarify them. Most disputes that break up marriages are over sex and money. She says, don't let surprises lead to trouble. Marriage is like any other contract. Its terms and conditions must be reviewed and updated.
Oh, my.
That's really creative.
You know what's crazy? I've watched Divorce Court. And on Divorce Court, this guy actually brought his mate to Divorce Court because he had a contract, but the contract was for sexual favors. And the judge is like, wait a minute. He does this. Y'all got a contract with. She said, Judge, he writes contracts for everything. We'll have a conversation, and he'll come back with it in writing and say, okay, if I do this, you got to do this. And she said, I sign them, but I don't never do it. But he wanted the judge to enforce it. That even though they were living in the same house, but they were in separate rooms. Yeah. She done moved on, got a new boyfriend, but he still want her to abide by this contract. And the judge is like, if you don't get up out of my courtroom. But it just made me think about that when you're talking about contracts and relationships.
And lastly, number 10.
Number 10.
Say I love you every day. This is especially important when you're not feeling the sensation of love. At these times, you have to actively generate it. Saying those 3 little words and performing loving gestures will warm both you and your spouse's hearts.
It's just warm mine right now, and nobody even said it to me. So I can understand how that could be effective.
Yeah.
And so that means that you all right, that ain't gonna work. You know how they be like, are you all right?
You good?
No. How do you feel?
Yeah.
But I think that's a great
and of course, even just in general, you never know, when we make plans, we all make plans, but who's to say that you'll actually get an opportunity to get to those plans. Right. So I think it's really important that when you are around people that you love, let them know you love them, because you might not get another opportunity.
Might not.
So,
all right. Well, listen, those were 10 ways to save your marriage and to avoid divorce.
We don't want that.
Yes.
So again, y'all remember your prayer list. We got that. Take it into your prayer closet all week this week. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go ahead and close out. So y'all meet us next week. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
Love
We're
you.
women of power. Have a good week.